Hey Buck, man, I got this disc in the mail. This AOL disc, man. I'm gonna check it out. All right.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my computer and check
What
it
does
out.
it do?
I don't know. It's supposed to be like the inner tubes or something. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see me some inner tubes.
Check it out. Put it in. Oh man, I'm gonna go and talk in this chat room.
Oh yeah, let me go too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, dude, I'm talking to these chicks.
You should see the picture I just got sent.
Dude, I'm trading chicks with lesbians right now, man.
Yeah,
Trading pics.
Yeah, I'm talking with this Matt the lesbian.
Oh man, yeah, I'm talking with a Buck Lesbian 69, man.
Wait a fucking minute.
Yeah, wait, what? Ah,
Fuck!
dude!
Even Callisto. Hi, and welcome to Neckbeard Nation, the show where us two neckbeards talk about random things related to neckbeards.
And we hate religion.
Yeah, fuck religion. That too. Anywho, I am Buck. This is Matt. I have my goblet of pop. Matt has his hat of the day. Today we are talking about computers because we're neckbeards and that's fun for us. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a little quick chronology and then get into some more personal experiences. And so I'm going to start way back when, turn of the last century, when women who were working as mathematicians or, people who just added up numbers and things like that would be called computers. And if you refer to a woman as a computer today, you will probably get a very different response.
Man, we've been objectifying women for so long. It's just proof right there.
I guess that is more objectifying a woman. Like, the normal definition of objectifying woman is... Yeah, I have a whole thing about that. Anywho. And then we go on to the original systems made for the armies during World War II to try and, undo Enigma, things like that, and get those systems in place for future military operations. And from there, they progressed into the space program to the 50s and 60s. Computers got stronger and stronger still. The computers that sent man to the moon were probably much, much less powerful than your phone. So that's kind of amazing. If you've ever tried to do any big-time computing with an old-ass computer, you know how fucking frustrating that shit can be. From there, we hit sort of a technological revolution. First video games come out in the 70s. Then 80s personal computers hit the market, and that sort of leads up to our modern day as computers get stronger and stronger, and we plug in that internet so you could watch us and get to the point where the whole world is connected by the inner tubes. And we still we'll use that for the rest of time.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's just cool to think about, the history and everything. But here we are now, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll go into our personal histories.
Yeah, I thought this episode, instead of me bloviating about more historical bullshit, we could actually talk about something interesting. Maybe get some viewers.
So, I guess I'll start. This topic kind of came up because we're probably going to do another show on being born in the 80s, but we are the age where we were around for a lot of these advancements, and we didn't really early on, we didn't have computers. Like, the PC was kind of becoming a lot more popular as we were growing up. So we didn't have computers I didn't have a computer as a real young child. I think my parents first got a computer when I was maybe 10, maybe a little bit younger, but around then. And they were, I guess I'd used them before then, but our own personal computer was maybe around 10, and they were, do not resemble anything that we have now. Like, the screen was, I think, black and white, or like orange and black or something. It was always like weird colors, like two shades of blue, like blue and dark blue and light blue. Like, it was weird. But my mom always used computers as a kid for her work, so we always had one around. And obviously, I wasn't planning on doing work on them, so I would see at like the drugstore, there'd be like this little shelf near the counter or near the checkout where it had like all these like cheap like games, like. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, oh, that's cool. So I'd talk my parents into pick me up on and play them. Like, I'd play like old like text adventure games and stuff. Where, I guess I should say it was all like DOS based.
Yeah.
We're kind of talking about that. Like, we started with DOS, where it's just a black screen with a little prompt that says like C:, and a flashing little underline, and anything you want to do, you have to type in a program, and if you get one letter or one punctuation wrong, it won't work. So to scan your drive, to look for files, to load a program or anything was all done from this text input where you put in your command, and that was very prevalent up to this point. I think my dad told me even when he was a kid, he would write simple programs through, I don't know if it was DOS, but it was, you know what I mean, that like
punch cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that he didn't use those, but it was a text interface. But yeah, there's also the punch cards. But so I started with DOS, and thinking back, it's like amazing like what we did, you know what I mean, to like navigate this really weird interface, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd load up old games and, draw silly pictures on, Paint or whatever. And then I love like I said, the text adventures and all those cheap games from the store. And then eventually we got Windows, I think 3.1 or 3.5. And that's when everything got real, man. Actually having a user interface, with a graphical user interface, was awesome. I think around that time I started playing Rise of the Triad, which was kind of like a Doom clone. I guess, I played all those other ones too, like Asteroids and like Wolfenstein and stuff, and I just didn't play them as much. But did you play any games when you were younger?
Yeah.
I forgot about we were talking about the really old ones, yeah.
Yeah. So when you were 10, what would that be, like 94?
Yeah, we're the same age, so.
Yeah. I don't know, just making something.
Oh, no, I know. I was just letting them know, too, that we're the same age, so.
Yes, because we're good at this. Anyways, for me, our first computers, IBM PS1, got that in 1990. And that was just entirely DOS as well. And that's when I played Prince of Persia, because that was pretty state-of-the-art back then. On the 6 1/4 inch floppy.
Yeah.
And jumped around with that dude. I never got very far with that because I suck at playing games. But I remember I did a lot of educational games. What do I remember? There's Treasure Mountain, one called Outnumbered. Everything was, I think, by then on 3.5-inch floppy. And from there, just progressed on and on. I remember we had, before the internet age, Encarta.
That encyclopedia thing.
Yeah, to look shit up on.
Yeah, that's good. I did play older games. I remember now. I went to that computer camp. Before we got a computer, I'd go to computer camp. It was like 2 weeks in the summertime. You just go to the school and get to play on the computers. I played like Math Blasters on the big floppies. And I played Math Blaster like Carmen Sandiego, like... Oregon Trail, obviously. Everyone talks about that.
Absolutely.
But,
I still play Oregon Trail.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's online.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
No.
So, they even made a zombie version, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, it was cool how, a lot of the games back then were educational, like Carmen Sandiego and Math Blaster and stuff, and like you mentioned the Encarta, so like...
Yeah.
It was fun. I think they still try to do that now, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was very much more compartmentalized at the time. You'd have the CD with your encyclopedia on it.
Yeah.
And you'd plug that in, and then you could have an encyclopedia. If you wanted to play a game, close the encyclopedia, put in the game, the CD, put that in. So, it wasn't... Right, what you can do now, just be all over the place. I know I'm playing online games and researching ridiculous crap on the internet.
Watching porn, writing an email to grandma, all at the same time.
Well, grandma doesn't get email. She's a bit senile. But, to my fucking landlord or something. I hate you, Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri, you suck.
Fuck you.
But anyways... Dude, you make a good point, though, because I was trying to figure out what made me love those games so much and what was different now. And it's the fact that you were forced to be focused on that game. You could not do two things at once. You couldn't open up multiple windows or programs until Windows came out. And that's what I was looking for but you said it, So, yeah, like now kids, they're doing 100 things at once, but back then, you were just... Yeah. Tunnel vision on this game, and you loved it, and you'd soak it up, it was cool.
It probably helped me learn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it really did help me. So, yeah, then we, get into Windows, and things get a lot easier and a lot better looking.
yeah. The progression of graphics throughout the years has certainly been a nice development, although, probably... not completely necessary, but probably has led to other developments.
Well, don't get me started on the new stuff now made for, like, tablets, man. Like, Windows 8, it's a travesty.
Yeah?
Oh, I hate it.
I hate Windows 8 as well.
Yeah. But, I'm just trying to think of some games I played in that era.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, and that's, somewhere around 93-ish. I got the SNES, and that sort of took me away from computer games for a while.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. We got the computer or the game systems around that time.
Yeah, but I'd still play SimCity.
Oh yeah,
shit like that. And try and work that in. I used the internet. Just right about when it came out, right around that 91, 92 era, I think.
Was it AOL?
No, I don't know if AOL was even around.
Oh, really?
It was...
Telnet or whatever?
No, it was Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was BXDH18D.
What's that? Your, handle or something?
That was my username on Prodigy when
Could you pick your own? Or...
No.
Oh, just assigned you one?
That was my assigned... username.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't get on the internet till AOL, so I don't know much about that.
I wonder if you could still get onto Prodigy.
Dude, that would be cool.
Probably shut down. Yeah, and certainly AOL was open to a lot more people. You'd get the disc in the mail, you're like, I can get on the internet now. And you put in your, well, originally it wasn't even a 56K modem. I remember having slower modems.
Really?
Went up to, and eventually the modems got faster and faster until they hit that 56K. But yeah, I went online with, I think it was down to like a 9600 modem. Crazy low amounts. And then that made it, a lot of it was text-based online. I would, as a kid, read...
That's what I was going to ask. It wasn't like websites, right? It was just...
No, they had their own content. There was ESPN was on Prodigy very early on, so I got all my sports stuff. I remember looking at the box score for the 1991 Super Bowl on Prodigy. So I have very specific memories of this kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I knew that even as a young person, like, I'm always going to use this because this is much better than any other method of getting information. I just sit here and I click and I click and I click and I click, and it's all right there. I read the news even as a kid because that's the kind of kid I was. I read about President Bush the First.
I think the mic might be picking up your...
fault.
Sorry.
So, shit like that. That I remember quite fondly. And then, of course, that leads to what we do with our computers today. And, of course, right now, we are using computers to broadcast this out to y'all. And we are using computers to make our website, our Twitter, Facebook, things like that. And, brings us into the prevalence of social media. Certainly that has been one of the more interesting developments in this computer age.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I kind of want to talk about more stuff I did when I was younger, but...
We talked about a lot.
Well, it was a lot of my formative stuff for me, so I don't know.
Yeah, then go expound.
Okay, so, anyway, so I got online with AOL, and I was, like, hooked on the chat rooms. I thought it was so cool to be able to just meet people from all over. It was like having instant pen pal that you could talk to, and it was just, like, awesome. Like, my imagination would run wild, like, thinking about, like, who was on the other end, usually imagining that they were a hot chick, but anyways. So, my internet stuff was more, websites were already pretty much around at that point. And then from there, I started getting into learning HTML and making Angel Fire sites, which was really cool for me. And I would go to chat rooms and make sites about, like, fantasy stuff. Like, I'd go to, like, role play chat rooms where I'd, like, pretend to be, like, a knight or whatever. And, yeah, it was pretty cool. And I would go to, like, sci-fi role play chat rooms. And, anyways, it was pretty formative. And then, obviously, the gaming, like, continued through my life. And I got, fast forward a little bit, like, when I was about 14 or 15, I got addicted to this game called Ultima Online. And, like, it was basically one of the first MMO RPGs, and it was just, like, amazing. Like, I pretty much almost, like, dropped out of school because of it. So, but, yeah, it was so great. And, like, my mom, whenever she'd punish us, she would take away the mouse for our computer.
Oh.
But we learned all the shortcuts to just use the keyboard, so we'd be like, oh, no, don't take away your mouse. So she'd take away the mouse, and the second she would turn around and leave, we would just turn it on, just use the keyboard, and we'd learn all the shortcuts. It was hilarious. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. So, and then fast forward a little bit, when I turned 18, I started actually building my own computers. I built my first computer when I was 18 and just kind of continued from there. And built all my friends' computers and still do it to this day. Although I don't work in IT or anything, I just like doing it as a hobby. But anyways, yeah. So.
That's a good, and learning computer skills at that point was something that people thought would be the wave of the future.
Yeah, exactly.
You better have your computer skills because the world of tomorrow will be full of computers.
That's why I tried going to technical school for like a year, but I dropped out because I was like, everybody was telling me there's going to be tons of jobs in it, and everything, and I don't know, but
yeah,
it's not really. I don't think that's really panning out now. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Well,
seem like there's that many.
No, that's a fair amount.
Well, I think it's specialized IT things. You know what I mean? It's not like the general computer repair shop is what I thought it would be. That's like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Was like, oh yeah, bring me your computer and I'll fix it. Those are totally dying out now because of basically the throwaway society. Now they make computers where you can barely even get into the thing. Like not even. I mean, laptops are a little harder to work on, but it's even worse than laptops. Like the tablets and everything. It's like they make them so they're just throwaway now. Like,
yeah,
it's just ridiculous, man. Like,
it is an interesting way to go about it.
Yeah.
And certainly the throwaway society exists for a reason. I mean, not just because we suddenly decided, like, oh, I don't want to keep stuff anymore. There's a bit of that marketing that goes into it. Like, hey, you need the next new thing, throw away your old thing.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of value in trying to make sure you're...
Oh, I gotta throw it away now.
Make sure you're at at the best technological point you can be. Try and make society somewhat more uniform technologically. Anyways.
Well, I mean, like we got an iPad like 3 years ago, and the thing is already obsolete, man. It like can't run anything. Like we gotta throw it away. Like my computer is running on like easily like maybe 5 to 8 year old technology, and I could still play like current games and stuff. It's like I don't know.
Well, Moore's law works somewhat algorithmically, and certainly for a larger device like a computer, it's been keeping up fairly well. But for a smaller device like a laptop or a tablet or a phone, it's not going to keep up as well due to its size.
Well, I'm just saying that I feel like that's where they're trying to go with things, like trying to make them more throwaway, like the tablets. Like even Windows 8 is a perfect example. It's like geared toward tablet users,
Yeah.
And I hate that. It's like you got to give us the option. You got to have, if people want that, that's fine. Let them have it, but we got to stick to it.
Well, Windows 10 is supposed to be better.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
But so yeah, let's get back to social media. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Yeah, we can do another show on social media.
Yeah. Maybe we could just touch on it quickly. But I mean, it was pretty big for me. Like we've been talking about lately, like MySpace and
Yeah, memories.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like MySpace and AOL Instant Messenger was like, dude, I picked up so many chicks when I was a teenager with those. Like, I know you guys, it sounds cheesy, but I'm serious. Like, I was the MySpace like Mac Daddy, dude. I had it like all like I didn't have like a cheesy MySpace with just shit plastered everywhere, dude. I had like it was like clean and like it was really cool. Like I don't know. I took pride in my coding of my MySpace, but
I know that for me is after school you'd get on Instant Messenger and you just sit there all day and chat with everybody.
Yeah.
That was just what you did.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just doing that, but my secret goal was to try to pick up chicks. But anyways, dude, they even made those little things. I always wanted one. It was like this little handheld thing just for Instant Messenger. And you could carry it around your house and just IM with your friends on it.
Yeah.
Dude, I always wanted one of those. That was before you could do it on your phone, So
yeah.
I never got one, though, man.
The origin of texting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're all fairly well aware of the computer state today. And certainly going forward, there's our hope of transhumanism, so we can become the computers and go on from there and make the world the smartest place it could possibly be. So that is our thoughts and our episode on computers. If you like this show, then we might like you. If you don't like this show, well, try another show. You'll find one you like, and then you can subscribe and say, hey, I like them, even though I didn't like that show.
Yeah.
We're not going to say fuck you to anybody unless they don't like all of our shows. And then they don't subscribe.
Yeah.
Although, even if you didn't like all of our shows, but you still subscribed and watched them, that'd still be okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't subscribe and you stop watching and you hate all of them anyways, then we can give you a fairly unqualified, go die in a fire, fuck you.
Yeah.
So...
Well, why don't we just fucking make it simple and just say fuck you to everybody?
Alright.
Fuck you guys.
Night.